What's up, motherfucker?
Hey, welcome back.
Let me do that. Fine.
Welcome back to Zigbar Elf. Yes, that's how our channel is pronounced.
I've been screaming at him to say left, but no, he doesn't want to do that.
We're not doing Elfed. Yeah, we are doing Elfed. Anyway, we are doing video game consoles today. Very simple tier list, S through A
This
tier.
is definitely not our 5th time doing this.
S tier is I can play it for the rest of my life, and F tier is it should not exist at all. It never should have been made. It's so worthless.
And not played is we haven't played it yet.
So, anyway, let's begin our video.
Yep, turn off the lights.
We will start with Nintendo, and we will start with the Nintendo Entertainment System. Classic console.
I mean, yeah, it's classic, of course, but I played like a later version of it. Like I didn't play the exact same one, but my dad bought one.
You bought like I think it's the NES Classic Edition. Anyway, I think NES is like a very classic. It's got Mario and Zelda.
I mean, I played the games for it. It's good.
I think it's
I'd say that's days worth.
Yeah, that's days worth of playing time you can get out of the NES.
What the fuck is that? I can't see it.
Super Nintendo.
Oh.
Super Nintendo, also days worth. Super Mario World and Star Fox.
What is that?
Those games are unbelievably good. I think the Super Nintendo was easily an
I never
improvement
played
over
that.
the Nintendo. By far, I actually think Super Nintendo is better than NES. So, oh Jesus. N64.
Never played it.
I'm gonna say days worth. I know a lot of people would put it in the I could play it for the rest of my life. I couldn't though.
That's a good one. I think you should put that. I can play it for the rest of my life.
I love the N64, man. I can get why people would play for this, but Mario 64, Mario Kart 64. I mean, I'm gonna be honest with Nintendo. I'm a huge Mario fan, not really into Zelda or Metroid or Mega Man, but for days worth, I absolutely like. I'm in GoldenEye 007. You know what? Screw it. I will put it in the rest of my life because there are so many good games that came from there. So I will put it there. Nintendo GameCube.
I never played it, but I know it's good. What the hell, Xavier?
It's decent. I'm gonna be honest. Never really was a fan of the controller. I get it. Nintendo does that.
Is it Nintendo 64 on here?
Yeah, it's on here, and we just put it at the top. But
we're gonna piss off so many people about PlayStation.
I mean, we'll get to that one later. The N64. See, their controller wasn't that great, but they have so many great games. The GameCube just, for me, doesn't have it. I mean, Sunshine, Luigi's Mansion, yeah. But it never really, I wasn't a fan of the controller, nor was the small discs. And it wasn't, it sold less than the original Xbox. I just was not the biggest fan of the GameCube. Alright. Nintendo Wii.
I never played it.
Nintendo. The Wii has so many games on it. I swear to God. I know the Wii has so many.
I'm not a big fan of that.
I know the controller wasn't that great and it was motion controlled, but this game is there are so many games on the Wii. I actually kind of like the motion controls a little bit. Not saying I'm the, elite or anything, but it's I like the motion control feature. I know you can just sit down the goddamn chair and play it, but very good. They definitely made an improvement over the GameCube in terms of technology and specs and stuff like that. I think the Wii was really good. I would play the Wii for the rest of my life.
I'd say that one is days worth.
Makes sense.
Or at least decent.
I could play it for the rest of my life. Wii U. A lot of people love the Wii U, but the console.
I'd say it's at least decent, or at least days worth.
I mean,
I can say oh my god. I mean, I never played it before, but I think it's pretty good.
I mean, the Wii U it was a failure because Nintendo was idiotic at marketing during that time, but overall, Wii U, I think, I'm gonna say decent. I could play it for a bit. There was, there's a lot of games on there, and it has a really big fan base, but, was not the biggest, I wasn't the biggest fan in the world of the Wii U. I think the original Wii was better.
The Nintendo, I mean, I played it. I still have it.
Oh, the Switch. The Switch, I want to say elite, but there are not that many games on there. There's not.
I've seen some of the games that they added. Metro, one of the like, not the entire Metro series, but at least the Last Light and 2033. Those are good, but they kind of took out some of the features I've noticed. It's like the controls are just really clanky. I mean, I can obviously. I mean, it's not a PC or an actual like Xbox or whatever.
Yeah.
But I'd say that's decent.
I think I want to say I'm gonna say the Switch. I want
to say it's days worth, but I don't think I really can.
The problem with the Switch is I feel like this has been not really Nintendo's first party games. This has been a lot more reliant on third party games.
But if you're just in it for like Super Mario, could possibly just be like I can play it for the rest of my life.
I would just say days worth. I could play the Switch for an entire day and not be bored.
In my opinion, I'd say that's at least decent.
I think it's a day's worth.
What in God's name is that?
Sega Master System.
Never seen it. Never heard of it. Never played it.
Sega Master System, super fucking boring. I'm not gonna say it shouldn't exist because it did have a couple games on there.
What I'm looking at looks like a whole fucking pizza oven is what I'm seeing.
Yeah, I know it does not look very good, and they had
what the hell is that?
I'll get to that. That's the Sega.
That looks like something you cook food on. I'm not kidding.
Sega. Okay, this is the Sega Genesis. There are 3 things to it. We had the regular Sega Genesis. I think that's decent. I
never played these, but the
Sonic game, the Sega console game.
I don't like Sega. I don't like it. I never played it, but I really don't like it.
By the way, speaking of Sega, they recently just purchased the Angry Birds franchise.
Which is a huge waste of money.
Yeah, I know, because nobody even gives a shit about them anymore. Unfortunately, I mean...
Hey, guys, you want to come over to my house and play some Angry Birds?
Yeah, it was a good mobile game, but Rovio was greedy, but that's not the point of it. But yeah, the Sega Genesis was decent. It actually had a lot of really good sports games on it, and it had Sonic, but other than that, not a really lot to offer. So it's decent. I could play it for a bit. The Sega CD should not exist. Nobody gives a fuck about it.
CD. And what the hell is that?
And same goes for the Sega 32X. Also was a complete waste of money.
Is that bigger than my PC at home?
Yeah, fucking the 32X and CD was a waste of money.
It looks like a fucking thing that you cook food on.
Fucking these 2 Sega things was a waste of money and research. So, Sega Saturn, not great. Not the biggest fan of Sega Saturn.
Nintendo 64, I'm assuming.
No, that's the Dreamcast. Okay.
I can't even see it, barely.
It's a fucking Dreamcast.
I didn't bring my glasses, kid.
Oh, it's fine.
Isn't Nintendo 64 even on here?
Yes, it's on here. It's at the top. We put at the Okay.
Why the fuck did we put? Hold up. Okay, that should be at least decent because the controllers are like made for like people that have 3 arms.
Okay, that's true, but you just said yourself that the N64 will go up for the rest of your life.
Holy shit. Okay.
man gotta take his dementia pills.
Shut the fuck up. I'm like Joe Biden.
Okay. Sega Dreamcast.
I was really not thinking when we did the N64.
Yeah. Alright. Sega Dreamcast, what do I want to say? There's still some good games on Dream. I'm gonna say not great. There wasn't really a lot to offer the Dreamcast.
I technically played that, but...
Alright, let's go to the makers that killed Sega. PlayStation. PlayStation 1, I actually really liked the PlayStation 1.
I liked it too. I tried it a little bit.
The PlayStation 1 had some good games on it. It was like the first hardcore console-ish with like shooter games and whatnot. I'm gonna say that PlayStation,
I think it's at least days worth.
I think it's days worth. I could play PlayStation for an entire day. There are a lot of games. Banjo-Kazooie is definitely a game I would play a lot on the PlayStation.
You can get on Xbox right now if you wanted to.
PlayStation 2, highest selling console ever. You could use it to watch DVDs. Absolutely revolutionary. It's what killed the Dreamcast, and basically, it cheapened DVD players too. So, good job, Sony. But for that fact, PlayStation 2 will always have a legacy, and I'm gonna put it.
Days worth.
No, for the rest of my life, because there are so many games on there, and there's a lot of good shit on the PS2. I mean, the controller isn't that great, but I'm not too bothered by that.
I'll definitely play some Tony Hawk on that, though.
And I can watch movies on there, too. So that's kind of the end of that discussion. Absolutely phenomenal PlayStation 2. I would definitely use that. PlayStation 3, I was not a fan.
I never Never played it.
PlayStation 3 sucked compared to the Xbox 360, which I'll get to in a second. But the PS3, I was not a fan of the PS3, man. They were very clunky, had a lot of problems, online servers. It kind of just was not good to versus Xbox 360. PS3, I'm gonna say is not great. Had some games.
I don't like that console.
It just did not.
I hate that console.
PlayStation 4.
I fucking hate it.
Stupid controller. I mean, all of them kind of have the same controller, but PS4 especially. Stupid controller. The games were not that great on there. I mean, besides The Last of Us, but most of the games were not that great on there. The PlayStation 4 was very shitty versus the Xbox One. If the Xbox One would have done great as launch, there's no doubt about the Xbox One probably would have done as well as the PS4. But the PS4 does have some good graphics and shit, but their controller is major ass donkey. I don't care.
Donkey ass.
PS4 not. I'm gonna say not great. I was not a fan of the PS4. I'm just not a fan.
PS5 not great. I don't like it.
Their control. I'm gonna give PlayStation 5 decent, and the only reason I'm gonna give them that is because their like their specs are really good. There's like almost no loading speeds at all when you use the PS5, but their games are not that great.
Their games are shitty,
and the controller is still donkey
except
ass.
for Gods of War and all the others. They're actually good and decent.
PS5 is decent. All right, Xbox.
Days worth.
Original Xbox, not great.
What the fuck, Xavier?
I hated the controller for the Duke. It's like
that doesn't deserve that though.
I mean, it was Xbox's first
game,
attempt.
Xavier.
I mean, I get Halo and
Halo was fucking legendary on that.
I
shit.
know, but
the Duke sucked. I know that. I know the controllers were dog.
The controllers sucked.
But still, at least put it in decent. Come on.
Okay, fine. I'm gonna put it in decent, but I'm not the biggest fan of Xbox. The original Xbox.
Xbox 360. I can play for the rest of them. If you put it in fucking not great, I'm gonna be pissed.
No. We're putting it in the rest of my life. There are
what's
like
that? Xbox One.
We'll get to that in a second. Like the PlayStation 2, the Xbox 360 might be the greatest console ever. Absolutely phenomenal online.
Halo 3 was
had
legendary.
all different kinds of games. Perfect controller. I mean, I swear to God, the Xbox 360 was almost perfect at everything. It should have beat the PS3, but no, they fucking focused too much on media, and that's how the PS3 won. But nonetheless, the 360 was absolutely phenomenal.
Except for the Red Ring of Death, and that sucked.
But then they had the slim model, and it fixed that issue.
The Xbox One, I give it days worth.
Xbox One, I want to say I've played for the rest of my life, but honestly, there are also problems with it too. And the Xbox One had a very bad launch. It was like fucking horrible. That's why the PS4 won, because the Xbox One had a shitty launch, and they couldn't come back from it, or at least not very well. It's days worth though.
Xbox Series X, I put that in. I can play it for the rest of my life.
I'm gonna put in days worth because it's
very
good graphics, like the PS5. Not as good, but very good. Controllers phenomenal. Games are very good. It just, once again, is kind of too early to determine Xbox Series X if it's actually going to be phenomenal.
Or too late.
Yeah. All right. We only have a couple more I'm going to rank left, and these ones
It took me 10 centuries just to get the Xbox Series X. I had to wait 2 years.
Yeah, I know, because people were
ridiculous.
Fucking just buying it off of Best Buy.
Yeah, people were using bots and shit and just buying
People were like clicking on their mouse so bad. I want it, but like they're like court judge slamming their hammer down. We only got a couple left, and these ones are completely unrecognizable. Besides Atari, so
Atari. I mean, I played like the later version. I didn't play like the one that shit came out.
Atari 2600, very very phenomenal in video game industry, but in actual terms of today's standards. I'm not the biggest fan of Atari 2600, but it's decent. I'll give it credit where credit's due for 1977.
I guess I can see that.
This should be the Atari 5200. Piece of shit. No, there should be nobody fucking.
What God's name is that?
And finally, Atari Jaguar, also very shitty.
Jaguar?
The graphics weren't bad, but the controller was shitty. It had like fucking 9 buttons. I'll show you the Atari Jaguar. The stupid controller.
We have, we are not done. These are not the last consoles. I got one more, and we get to see it in person. Xavier, if you say the name of it, I'm gonna piss my pants.
Okay, so we're gonna rank Jesus. We have one more console, and this is technically not a console, but We're gonna throw it on here anyway because why the hell not? Steam Deck.
Yep, Steam Deck.
At this point, we might as well just call
I
it-
used it for at least a couple weeks now. I got it.
You got it like 2 weeks ago. He got it. I don't have a Steam Deck.
Here, you hold it. Hold the camera.
I don't have like. See, there's not a lot of like things to like. I mean, the Steam Deck is very early in its existence. Overall, I think the Steam Deck is decent. It has all the potential in the world to be phenomenal.
I mean, I let you hold it like one time, and you have like an entire documentary on it.
Yeah, I know
I didn't
because
even turn it on even.
I'm gonna say decent because the Steam
Don't
Deck.
yell at me. I only got the 64 gigabyte version. My storage is not infinity and beyond, so I only got like 3 games on
Yeah,
there.
yeah. Buzz Lightyear's gonna have to
Terraria
come in and
is-
save the day sooner than
Terraria
later.
is awesome on this thing.
Okay, now we're getting off top.
But Terraria is good.
Well, yes, it's good, but I get that. Overall, otherwise, the rest of these are not on here. We didn't do handheld, so we're only throwing the Steam Deck on here because it's like a computer thing.
And plus, I brung it with, and then we have it in person.
We're gonna do handhelds for a different day.
And if I do have a physical version, I'll try to get it out there.
The rest of these are like not. Those are like from the 1970s.
And no way. Oh, we need it. Wait, Xavier.
What?
Remember Game Boy that you had?
The game. I just said we're doing handhelds later on. We're gonna do handhelds
Damn
in a
it.
different video.
I mean, you did the Steam Deck, so.
Well, that's technically more of a computer.
We should plan this shit out before we even did the video.
We did plan it, okay?
We
I
planned it
promise,
very
guys.
shitty.
I promise, guys. This is not fully scripted. It's completely from our head.
Yeah, totally.
All right. So we're gonna have like tier ranking videos probably for the next few days here. We'll be doing different content too. We're not just gonna do tier ranking videos because it'd just be boring for us to do the same old video.
We'll figure it out. We got school and shit, so. Yeah.
Yeah, school very shitty.